Welcome to Health Kindness here on Northwest Digital News. Jody Summers with Kevin Hunter. Health and kindness, the way it's supposed to be. We're going to talk about staying healthy when you travel. And for a lot of people, this is a big challenge because how many stories do you hear about somebody who goes on vacation or goes on a trip or goes on a honeymoon or wherever and ends up being sick? That sucks.
It makes for a bad trip for sure.
So talk about some things that you can do before you go. So that week prior to taking off, what should you be doing to prep your immune system so that it's ready for some of the challenges it's going to see?
Absolutely. And I think part of it is preparing to go because, our bodies, it takes a couple of days to get sick. You're getting sick or whatever, you can feel it before it comes. Well, the same way when you're healthy, you need to prepare to be healthy before you even get there. Don't wait till you get there and get off the plane and go, I have a itchy sore throat. So when I travel, like 3 to 5 days before I know I'm leaving, especially like on a plane trip or if I'm staying in a hotel, I will increase all my immune support foods and supplements. And I will also decrease sugar because I should decrease sugar all the time, but I'm very careful when I travel because I just don't like it to be sick when I'm gone. So that's really important to change your diet before you even go. And some supplements that can help with the immune, just supporting your entire immune system is vitamin B, vitamin C, probiotics, elderberry syrup, all of those things. Just kind of take those a couple of days before you leave. In addition to that, when we fly, there's a lot of oxidative damage that happens in being in a plane for so long.
Sure.
And so, so all of those things are really important, even before you even leave on your trip.
So let's talk about some things that you should bring with you. So if you've done a little bit of this prep and bolstering your immune system with these various things you can use, well, what about what you should have in your hand, in your purse, in your bag, wherever?
Yep. And I tried to pick things that you could bring on a plane as well, because so many things now, are less than 3 ounces or whatever. So the first thing that I love this product. It is a hand sanitizing spray by doTERRA from On Guard. And it is fabulous to take on a trip. It's about $10. You can get it from your doTERRA rep. It is a spray that has essential oils in it that you can use for a variety of things while you're traveling. So if you get on a plane, you can, the trays, they're never wiped off. They're just gross. And the side railings and the little buttons and stuff, just spray a little on there and wipe it off. Hotel rooms, so the light switches, the telephones, the remotes, all of the things that don't really get wiped down. Obviously like the house cleaning services clean the bathroom things, but the little things are rarely cleaned. So I use it for that. The second thing that I use this product for is if you get a scrape or a cut while you're gone, you can put it right on, and it does help prevent infection from getting in. Sometimes I spray it on the back of my throat if I feel infection. So all of those things is just really great, and it's small enough that you can actually bring this on the plane.
When you mentioned about people never wiping anything down, you'll really love this story. I actually did witness a lady wiping things down really quite well, if you want to think of it like that. But she was actually doing it by licking her hands and wiping everything down. And she just kept, hopefully, could you imagine sitting in her seat afterwards? But yeah, she was cleaning everything up by licking her hands like she was a puppy dog or something. I was like, what in the world is she doing? But yeah.
No, so this would be a really good product to even hand to her.
I knew you'd like that story.
Kind of grosses me out. So some of the things that are in that is we see here in that photo. So we've got wild orange and clove, eucalyptus, rosemary. And this particular one's already pre-made, but if you want to make your own with essential oils, you can do that too in a little spray bottle. But those are things that is one product that I literally don't leave home without. I have one in my car, my travel bag. I have several, and then I keep all my extras in the refrigerator. So I love that product. That's one I take all the time.
The only thing is, I'm looking at these ingredients on the back wall here, and I'm seeing like 5 or 6 bottles of oil that you'd have to buy. Buying the On Guard is just everything all mixed up, and a lot
So to
cheaper
me, it's
too.
easy.
Yeah. Okay.
So another problem that people have when I hear this often is digestive issues. In fact, if there was one thing that it ruins a trip like no other is having to stay back because you need the restroom.
Hmm.
Or you just have pain in your stomach from something that you've eaten. So digestive issues, you like to bring stuff with you. So if it happens in the middle of the night, you don't have a car, you're out of the country, whatever it is. Some of the things that can really help with digestive issues is one, to prepare before you go. So like we talked about what to do before you go. For me, if I know I'm leaving, I increase my immune foods, but I also, before I leave, I will take the day before I leave high doses of vitamin C and high doses of magnesium to move through what I need to clean out before I go.
Hmm.
And usually that's the day I'm packing, so I'm home anyway. And so that's one of the ways that I personally just do that. But there's a lot of ways to, clear yourself out before you go. But so you don't get, a lot of times you get constipated or you get diarrhea. Your whole bowel system just gets messed up when sometimes you
Hmm.
change. So that's a really good way to start even before you go. But things that you want to bring with you might be a really good digestive enzyme. This is one I like from Biotics. It is betaine plus HP, and it has a very high dosage of, of course, now it's skipped my mind of what's in there, but the digestive enzyme, the HCl that's in there.
Hmm.
And so it does help break down food. If you eat something that doesn't agree with you, that people are getting sick because they had a little food poisoning, this can actually help strengthen that stomach acid. So it kills some of that bacteria
Hmm.
as well, and just helps you digest your food better. Secondly, that you might want to consider bringing is a good probiotic. So Megaspore is one, again, that I love and use all the time. And just bring a few in there. Megaspore really does help upset stomachs. It helps you boost your immune system and make it stronger so you don't get sick while you're gone. It is an antioxidant. It's just a really great product, but really any strong probiotic can help you with that upset stomach and be more regular while you're traveling.
Hmm.
Then lastly, I always bring, like, back when you go into the hotel and things, oftentimes you just want to relax, before you go to bed. So some digestive tea might be really good. Now, oftentimes they have, black tea or green tea in the hotel room, but this is a really good one. You can just pick it up at your grocery store by Yogi, and it is just stomach ease, and it's got ginger and things that help with that upset stomach. So, again, you just want to be more prepared than you do at home, because at home you can just walk into your bathroom and get it. But so if you put this in your travel bag and just keep it there when you need it, it's really great.
Well, then there's that crowd of people that have allergy issues. They have reaction issues to a lot of things that are around them. When you even mention spores, I was thinking about mold, like all the different things that people could have reactions to or allergic reactions to. Some ideas for those folks.
And it happens more often than you think. So a few things to bring. Again, you may never use it, but you'll be so happy you have it if you do, is charcoal. So an activated charcoal
Hmm.
actually helps bind things. In general, you don't want to take an activated charcoal unless there's a real need to kind of bind things up and move them out. So at home, you don't want to take a product like this, but only if you're having a real reaction to either something you ate or, you want to bring down your inflammation, that kind of thing. So again, it's just a digestive aid that helps bind those toxins that might be causing skin reactions or, I'm not talking here like somebody who needs an EpiPen where their mouth is so swollen, not
Hmm.
like that. But there are things that people eat and it just you get a little bit of tingly. You might get some, just things that you wouldn't eat at home. So charcoal is a really good binder. The second one that actually
Hey,
I take
really
with
quickly
charcoal.
before you move off of charcoal, I want to ask you this really quickly. Isn't activated charcoal the product that they use in uh, like emergency rooms or things like that, if a child or somebody has ingested medication, like taken an overdose, it can also be useful for that?
Yep. And it just depends. I mean, it depends what kind of overdose. There's different things for that. Sometimes they get the people to throw up. Sometimes it is something that it's binding and then
Okay.
they get it out. But yes, it is one of the products that is used for, emergency poisonings. So it's a different strength. But again, this is a very useful product. I have allergies to some red wines. It's a sulfur, and sometimes I don't know it until it's too late. So I carry this again. It's just one of those things that I have in my travel bag, that I have in my car, that I've been thankful to have when I've been traveling, that
Excellent.
I can think of.
Okay.
Second thing that brings down that tingly inflammation is quercetin, and that is it's a product that can really calm your oversensitive immune response,
Mm-hmm.
which, I don't take it every day, but again, I have a little tiny box with charcoal on one side, quercetin on the other. So this is a product that you might want to, again, not very expensive, that is good to have when you travel. Quercetin brings down that inflammatory response.
Mm-hmm.
The third product that I absolutely love, that I have all the time, is a Kappa Rest product by Biotics. And this is a combination, has quercetin in it. I believe it has, I should know this off the top of my head. I think it has turmeric and quercetin. It has several different types of antioxidants. And this is really good for any kind of inflammation. So if you were walking on a walking tour and you twisted your ankle a little bit, that would be something that you could take, let's say, instead of an NSAID, or instead of an ibuprofen.
Sure.
Again, it's a natural anti-inflammatory. This is a fabulous product for a number of reasons, but it's a super product to take with you when you travel.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing that I always carry is a little bit of oregano oil. So it can be oregano essential oil. It can be, you can buy it in a dropper bottle. So again, for things that are digestive issues, things that you've eaten that just don't agree with you, that's giving you some kind of a reaction, sometimes that oregano oil can also help with viruses that you might pick up. So that's another thing that you might want to consider adding to that list, if you have room for it in your bag.
Let's talk about rest, because one of the things people can be really challenged by, you're in a different environment, different noises, different bed, like all these different things. How do you make sure you get enough sleep when you're on the road?
So you want to make sure that you're, preparing before you go, that you look at the time change, and maybe you go to bed earlier or you go to bed later, so your body's already used to that hour or two change. But melatonin is a really safe product that can help you just cut that edge off of, even if you don't take it at home, if you take it while you travel, it just makes you a little bit sleepy, and so you tend to fall asleep a little bit easier, because sometimes it's hard in hotels. You hear those doors slamming.
Yeah.
I read a little article in a women's magazine. I think I was on a plane when I was sorting through, and I thought, this is fabulous. I was reading the travel tips, and one of them was, in hotels, I don't know why they do this, but sometimes the gap underneath the door is like an inch, and the light comes through, and so I guess so they can slip the bill in there. I don't know. It just, sometimes it's really large. And they were saying that you could put a wet towel or a damp towel under there, because not only does it help with sound, helps with light, it also helps with moisture in the air. And I thought, what a great idea. So that can also help. And lastly, a little tiny, the one here, this picture might be a little big for travel, but a sleep mask. You can get them. They're very small. Put them over. And if you use one at home, you're going to want to use one when you travel as well. So, and then in that same article, it just occurred to me about the lighting. You know how sometimes at a hotel, the curtains don't come together just right, and it allows light that comes in. They were saying use the dry cleaning hangers that have the clips on them, like and clip the hanger on the curtain to keep it closed in the night. I thought,
Nice.
pretty, So yeah, so anything, the melatonin, if you can cut the sound, you cut the light, you'll sleep better and you'll have a better trip and more fun. And so yeah, all of those things will help the vacation be more successful.
Do you recommend anything in the way of food, snacks, whatever that, some of the common things that we're consuming? You recommend people take any of that stuff with them?
Just keep it in there, because oftentimes, in fact, more often than not, especially if you're really used to a good whole food, nutrient dense diet at home, and when you travel, oftentimes, high in sugar, high in hydrogenated oils, lots of processed foods on the road. So taking your own Epic bars, which is like they're like a meat, almost like a beef jerky, but they're softer. Epic has a whole line of protein bars. Just throwing a few really high quality protein bars in your bag, some nuts in there along with your tea. And the last thing that I always do is I always bring my own water bottle that has the large open top. And then I bring it empty in my travel bag. And we've talked about this before, I use a powder to liquid supplementation every day. And I put at the bottom my powder in there. And then I bring it through the security at the airport. And once on the other side, then I use their water and fill it up. And, you've got your own supplement right there with you. You've got your own water, and that way you can take it with you rather than drinking, the bottled water that they provide, or sometimes, I don't know. I just like bringing my own water bottle, and sometimes their glasses and stuff are just not the cleanest in the hotels.
Okay, excellent. Well, that's how you stay healthy when you're traveling, what to do before, what to do during, to make sure you don't end up traveling sick, because that's not a whole lot of fun to do. Kevin Hunter with Jody Summers here on Health Kindness. If you want to reach out to Jody, you can find her at healthkindness.com. And please remember to do that. Until next time, take care.
This concludes today's live programming on Northwest Digital News. Thanks for joining us for this special broadcast. Heard around the world in more than 70 countries on YouTube, Instagram, Patreon, Facebook, and Twitch TV. If you enjoyed a story or guest we had here on Northwest Digital News and would like to strut your stuff on the broadcast, email us today at wainfo2017@gmail.com or call or text 360-545-3501. We're always interested in unique stories, topics, and guests to share with our worldwide audience. Before you go, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up and comment on the live stream. And for those of you who'd like to financially support the broadcast, you can do so at patreon.com/Northwest Digital News. We thank you for your patronage. On behalf of Chris Bornstead, Kyle Torgeson, Stephanie Hunter, and all the people that made this broadcast possible, I'm Kevin Hunter. Till next time, take care.